Alright, Act 3! Let's go!
Many Qunari fell in Kirkwall when we departed. I am sent to gather their swords. If you find a Qunari sword, return it to me.
I'm pretty occupied right now.
I will be here, regardless.
Aveline, you look after Hawke, won't you?
The champion of Kirkwall doesn't really need my protection, Meryl.
And sometimes Isabela gets into awful trouble. You'll watch out for her too.
Meryl, what brought this on?
Anything could happen. You'll protect them though. It's what you do.
There's nothing to worry about, Meryl.
Oh, that's so sweet. Meryl's so sweet. I guess first things first, let's check in at home, and then I'm gonna one by one go through my companions and level them up and equip them with whatever I've got, and then we'll go sell stuff, whatever's left over.
That ruckus has been going on for some time. Can you calm him down?
Meredith needs us. Interest rates are the lowest they've been in 200 years. Wow. Meredith sends her regards. Sister Ariel. Okay. So the only real quest we get from here is to go see Meredith. It's Act 3! That means I get to do DLC! That means we get to do Mark of the Assassin and Legacy! Oh my gosh, I like completely forgot that I still have to do those. And I've never done Mark of the Assassin before. I actually did do Legacy once, a long time ago.
I can't bring myself to change anything about Mother's room.
But I recall so little of it. I really don't remember very much. Oh.
Be quiet. Stop that racket. Go lay down.
Wow, so wait, we don't even get to like... Wasn't there like a person hiding in there? Are they still in there? That's so weird.
Never have time to write in my journal these days.
Okay, I think we can at least go sell stuff now.
Go ahead, say it.
Say what?
I saw you watching me.
I was looking at the clouds.
Don't give me that. I know you've been judging me. You think I'm out of control? How can I claim to speak for mages when I'm half demon myself?
The one over there looks a bit like a bunny rabbit.
Do you really need me along for this?
Well, I'm sorry, Anders. You have something better to do? Actually, he probably does have something better to do.
Catastrophe has struck, partner. We are ruined. Ruined.
I've no patience for hysterics. Tell me what's wrong.
A cart came back from the bone pit, half wrecked, with a dozen mangled bodies. The horse pulling the cart was the only survivor, and it does not speak. Town full of rotten mages, and not one can get answers from a horse.
If you've nothing relevant to add, I'll get to it.
I knew I could depend on you. Just like old times, partner.
Wow, we got a lot of stuff to do. I think I'd like to check in on all my companions first.
Are you certain it's her?
An elf matching your description on the ship you named. And alone, as far as I could tell.
I need to know if it's a trap.
I did as you asked, Fenris. Now it's up to you. You talk to him, Hawke. I've had my fill for today.
Venhidis, first of us.
Swearing won't accomplish anything.
It's my sister. I didn't tell you, but I followed up on Hadriana's information. Everything she said was true. I had to keep it quiet, but I eventually contacted Varrania and sent her coin enough to come meet me. And now she's here.
Just standing here won't help.
It's not that easy. Come with me, Hawke. I need you there when I meet her.
But like now?
Where is she?
If we go to the Hanged Man during the day, she'll be there, for the next week at least. It would mean a lot to me. That's all I ask. Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Femundis. Care to hear the story?
I'd like that.
Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Qunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Daenerys during a Qunari attack. I managed to get him to a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
You escaped only by chance?
That time, yes. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Daenerys finally came for me.
Whether you wanted to go or not, I assume.
I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Daenerys came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them, so I did. I killed them all.
You gave up?
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
I don't see why you didn't kill him right there.
I wasn't running from him. Not at first. I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. Perhaps this is what it means to have a friend.
Okay, they're friends though. I gotta see what this is though.
Or maybe it means we just fight together.
You could be right. To you, Hawke. May I fight at your side for years to come.
Well, that was kind of nice, actually. The actual dialogue. It wasn't the worst. And it was a wash in terms of friendship or rivalry, so that's alright. Alright, let's head up the, let's hit up the Hanged Man. We got a couple things to do there. But bring Fenris here later. Or we'll bring him now, that's cool too.
It really is you.
Varrania? I remember you. We played in our master's courtyard while Mother worked. You called me.
Leto. That's your name.
What's wrong? Why are you so...
It's a trap.
Ah, my little Fenris. Predictable as always.
I'm sorry it came to this, Leto.
You led him here.
Now, Fenris, don't blame your sister. She did what any good Imperial citizen should.
I never wanted these filthy markings, Daenerys. But I won't let you kill me to get them.
How little you know, my pet. And this is your new master, then? The champion of Kirkwall? Impressive.
I'm going to wipe that smirk off your face.
Come on, he's just standing right there. Hearing Anders say for freedom, like literally right now. Literally fighting for Fenris' freedom at the moment. Like it's an immediate need. It's immediate motivation. I guess for Anders, he always feels that way. It's a long fight, my goodness. Oh, we lost Anders. Damn it. Oh, I should have. Healed? Bullshit.
You are no longer my master.
I had no choice, Leto.
Stop calling me that.
He was going to make me his apprentice. I would have been a magister.
You sold out your own brother to become a magister.
Your sister's a mage? You bloody hypocrite. You really are just jealous.
What?
You have no idea what we went through. What I've had to do since Mother died. This was my only chance.
And now you have no chance at all.
Please, don't do this. Please, tell him to stop.
You have this coming.
I would have given you everything. I thought discovering my past would bring a sense of belonging, but I was wrong. Magic has tainted that too. There is nothing for me to reclaim. I am alone.
Magic has nothing to do with this, Fenris.
No. Greed for it didn't bring Daenerys here. Make my sister betray me? I feel unclean. Like this magic is not only etched into my skin, but has also stained my soul. And now this. Let's go. I need to get out of here.
Andrew's calling him a hypocrite because he's jealous of his sister's magic? Like, where does that even come from? Dude. Even if it is true, how would you divine that from the information you have? Right. Here to see my lady.
Sober up. We need to talk.
I'm sober. And no, we don't.
You're avoiding me. I've barely seen you for the last 3 years.
You don't need me. You're the champion of Kirkwall. Remember what you said after the mess with the Kunari.
I knew from the moment I met you that you couldn't be trusted.
That's right. So why are you here looking for me? The fact is, you and I have nothing in common anymore. You're a champion, and I'm just a lying, thieving snake.
I kind of don't like that you don't have a choice to agree with her. I mean, I guess you're technically agreeing with her saying this, but...
You're just afraid of being anything else.
I don't know how to be anything else.
Rubbish. Stop making excuses for yourself. You're a better person than you think.
Fine, Hawke. You're probably right about that too. Tell you what, I'll be here if you need me.
Yes!
Why do you always win at cards?
Because I cheat, kitten. This trinket, it's elven, isn't it? From your clan. Don't bet anything you're not prepared to lose. Here, have it back. A jigger of your finest whiskey for my friend over here. The Hanged Man's finest isn't much, but it'll get you just as drunk as anything you'll find in Hightown.
I don't need a drink.
Oh, well, more for me then. I thought I'd have to watch myself around you, but as it turns out, you're all right.
I am who I am. Take it or leave it.
Oh, Maker. Learn to take a compliment, will you? You don't judge people. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. You know, little things like that. If I had someone like you on board my ship when the storm hit, maybe we wouldn't have been shipwrecked.
Thinking about what might have been is pointless.
You're right, of course. Forget the past, celebrate the present.
That friendship. God damn it. Alright, fine, let's go see Varric.
I understand you're named after a famous knight.
Everyone always brings up the name.
I've not heard of Sir Aveline. Is she very famous?
Really? They don't tell of her glorious downfall into Winter?
Not to slaves.
Pardon me for saying so, but thank the Maker for that.
The truth.
If you think that was bad, I should tell you about the Black Marsh.
See, when you say things like that, Blondie, it just makes me glad I didn't know you sooner. Who goes to a place named Black Marsh on purpose? Now, they called it Beer Marsh. No, still doesn't work.
You've got a point. The marsh part does cancel out anything else. Flower Marsh, Kitten Marsh. No, no good. Ah, you've got company. I'll see you later.
Hawke, what can I do for you?
Any news in the city I should know about?
Nothing you don't know already. The Viscount's departure, a vacuum of power, troubles brewing. Get rid of one thread and another appears. I'm starting to think this city's in love with crisis. Of course, you also seem to thrive on turmoil. Lucky for you.
That man over there, he's been staring at me for an entire hour. What's he up to?
Maybe he likes you.
He knows. He knows that I know. But what he doesn't know is that I know that he knows that I know.
How do you know that he doesn't know that you know that he knows that you know you know?
What?
Exactly.
Oh. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Let's go talk to Sebastian. I have no idea what happens to him in Act 3, so I'm curious.
You do not like your name.
My name is a wish my father made, and I did want to be a knight, but...
I see. Still, it's a good name. A strong name.
What were you named after?
I don't know my real name. My master called me Fenris, his little wolf.
Could you not call yourself something different now?
Couldn't you?
A fine point.
Sarah Hawke.
Mother Petrice.
No longer.
She hasn't been mother in a long time.
As you have shown. Well earned, in your case. Kirkwall has the kind of champion it needs.
And where have you been while I got things done?
We all have our strengths to exploit. Mine is finding like-minded people. There are many disappointed with the Chantry. One day, we will be called to act. Schism, Sarah Hawke. It is inevitable, and I'm sure we will meet again someday.
That was quite a look. I'm sure we will meet again someday.
Blessed art thou exist in the sight of the Maker. Sing of the chant so it may reach his ears.
The first enchanter overstepped his bounds.
He was provoked.
The people want to know which side you favor. It weakens you.
Strength will not win this fight, Sebastian. If the Maker is merciful, he will help them find peace. We can only be waiting when they do.
Do you never intend to give a public answer, Your Grace?
What have I been asked?
About the mages. You could calm this fire if you stepped forward.
The Chantry's teachings are clear. Those who turn against them would not listen more to me than to Andraste.
Orsino and the Knight Commander will tear Kirkwall apart.
They will try. I did not expect things to deteriorate so fast. I thought after the Canary, no one would wish for more violence. It has drawn more attention than I would like. Sebastian, if I can ask...
Anything, Your Grace.
And the champion, too, if you will?
I agree to nothing until I know what it is.
The Divine is concerned about the situation here. She does not want to see the Free Marches become another Imperium. She has sent an agent to assess the danger.
What?
Meet with her, please. Tell her drastic measures won't be required.
The Divine sent an agent?
Don't you want an end to this?
Has Kirkwall not suffered enough? Should it be declared anathema and an enemy of the Chantry? Imagine Hightown streets, filled not just with Meredith's Templars, but all the forces the Divine can command.
Surely the Divine wouldn't treat the whole city as enemies.
She is concerned. It is never wise to draw the concern of the powerful.
She is the voice of Andraste. She cannot turn the might of the Chantry against the innocent due to proximity.
Were no innocents harmed in the exalted marches? She will do her best, Sebastian. But she must act first to protect the faith.
I won't stop the Divine? What does that mean, stop the Divine?
What can you tell me about this servant of the Divine?
I was not told her real name. Only to call her Sister Nightingale. She is said to be the Divine's left hand, sent to do work that might blacken the Divine's name.
That sounds so ominous.
What
Gosh.
argument would convince her?
The Divine has heard my protests already. I must trust your own powers of persuasion now.
I'm feeling a little blindsided that all this stuff, like, this stuff about the Divine feels important to Inquisition, and it's part of a DLC. Like, I've never seen this before. I think that there's so much stuff that feels disjointed between Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, and this helps a lot, and it's part of a DLC. Like,
this cannot wait.
Thank you. We cannot allow this ridiculous mage rebellion to turn into holy war.
The agent, Sister Nightingale, will be waiting in the Viscount's throne room tonight. She wishes to remain unseen. The room has been sealed since the Canary incident. It may be difficult to get in without attracting attention.
are we going right now? What's happening? We're not. Okay, whatever. Whatever.
How can you have so much faith? Does nothing bother you?
You're bothering me.
The Maker left us to our own devices generations ago. He's never going to step back in, start listening to our prayers again. He's gone. Doesn't that bother you?
He's a merciful Lord. He could have destroyed our world when we failed him, but instead, he gave us a chance at redemption. Should we not be joyful?
Hello again, champion.
Back to the barracks. I never tire of it. Guardsmen, duties for the week will be...
Lowtown canvas. 5 on, 3 off.
City perimeter by 2s. Clear by 2nd watch.
Training recruits full metal by week's end.
Anything else, Captain?
No. Thank you. Donnick is a good man. I'm sorry, was there something you wanted?
Just checking in. Need anything?
Yes, there's something. Come back soon. I'll get into it then.
I'll see you later.
Of course, Hawke. Nothing going on, but trouble tends to follow you, so I'm keeping an eye out.
You think I don't know the City Guard is just another arm of the Templars?
That is completely unfair.
If they show up here, I'll know who to blame. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see that. I just can't be too careful. Now that the Knight Commander has basically appointed herself Viscount.
Maybe she can stop rebels like you.
Oh, yes. Your Knight Commander has done a wonderful job crushing rebels. You should be proud.
How's that the same thing
The
as
Mage
keep your head
Underground is all
down?
but destroyed, and those left have turned to blood magic as their only option, which Meredith knows will prevent any chance of the public taking their side.
All mages are at risk of turning to blood magic.
The Blight was stopped only with the aid of 2 mages, one an apostate. But it makes no difference. The Chantry set us on this path long ago. It would take something truly catastrophic to change people's thinking now. Our cause is nearly lost.
I have to admit, Anders, with the mages I know, you're the one I expected to go out in a blaze.
The day is young.
It was a compliment.
No, it wasn't.
Now you fall! Will rule! You reminded somehow.
Anyone need healing?
Come on, Daisy. You've been holed up in here for days. If you don't get some sunshine, you'll wilt.
I'm not a plant, Varric.
I'm fine.
Just take a walk around the Lowtown Market. Get some air, and I'll stop bothering you.
I know you mean well, but I have too much to do right now.
I'll let you talk some sense into her, Hawke.
Varric's such a good friend. He cares.
Varric is very sweet. Frequently infuriating and a terrible busybody, but sweet. Were you looking for me? Nothing's wrong, is it?
I don't come to the alienage for my health.
Checking up on me? I suppose you think I might summon an army of demons at any moment. In the market the other day, out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Tamlin. I blinked, and he was gone. I don't know what it meant. Maybe nothing. Maybe I'm going mad. I miss them all. Even the Keeper.
Nothing is stopping you from going to see them.
I made my choice. I left. I wish I could have seen it. It doesn't matter. I'm here now. Maybe Varric was right. Shall we go out for a bit? I could use some sunshine.
It's a gigantic book. My goodness.
Gone on 6 years in this place and I still can't fix the holes in the roof.
So we checked in with everybody once, I think. We might as well go ahead and do Sebastian's mission.
The Viscount's throne room has been sealed off since his death. A strange place for a holy sister to be. Need a hand? Just the work of a moment.
So, even the Divine fears us now. She should. Kill the spies!
The Resolutionists. I might have known they would be part of this.
Are you Sister Nightingale?
I am. Or you may call me Liliana. The Divine sent me to investigate the possibility of a rebellion here in Kirkwall.
Without informing the guards, of course.
This is an unconventional situation. I have some experience with those.
The Liliana, who accompanied the hero of Ferelden to slay the Archdemon.
Don't they know each other?
Ah.
She's from Lothering, or she was in Lothering.
Anonymous, so near the Ferelden border. Yes, I knew the hero of Ferelden. Perhaps you have heard the songs I wrote of our time together. But that was many years ago. I am working for the Divine now, in Orlais. I had not thought to return to this part of Thedas.
Who were the Resolutionists?
An offshoot of a fraternity within the Circle of Magi. There have always been factions that support freedom from the Chantry, and the abolition of the Circle. We have tolerated them, but the Resolutionists have become violent. They are likely behind the unrest here.
Why did those mages attack us?
The Divine has long suspected that Kirkwall's problems were spurred by an outside group.
Like any mage with a brain can't come up with, let's rebel.
And prove the Chantry's point by unleashing demons. Don't forget that part.
This attack proves she is right.
Are you saying you set this whole thing up?
I let word slip that an agent of the Divine was coming to investigate the mage troubles. It is how they chose to react, which condemns them.
I don't know what this means. It's time for Holy War. I don't know what that means.
The rebellion here must be stopped, at any cost.
No, that's not what the Grand Cleric wants. We can handle this, sister. There's no need for the Divine...
Divine Justinia takes the situation here very seriously. She believes it is the worst threat to Thedas since the Cunara invaded.
A handful
It's
of
insightful of
apostates.
her.
How can that possibly...
The
Sebastian.
whole world is watching Kirkwall. If it falls to magic, none of us are safe.
None of you?
Tell Elthina to leave. There is refuge for her at the Grand Cathedral in Orlais. She will not be safe here.
Go tell her yourself.
These mages are out of control.
I thought that Sebastian would support a war, like putting down the Mage Rebellion. That is very insightful of the Divine to be watching Kirkwall. She's probably watching a lot of places, though.
What have I done?
I'm sure the Viscount never let a free mage step foot in there.
I just can't fathom why you're still in Kirkwall. For 6 years you've been claiming you'll retake your parents' lands. You're smart. You'd be a capable ruler. What are you waiting for?
I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
Do we ever get to know that?
Aveline is right. You just gotta do it sometimes. Whether or not it is the right thing to do, sometimes you don't find that out until after the fact. Why is there a Chanter's board? I don't think I've ever seen anything on here.
Though the lands suffer 1,000 wrongs.
Maybe like 2 things in Act
The
1?
Grand Cleric is a doddering fool. Kirkwall deserves better.
Sebastian, you just gonna let him say that?
I suppose you're just thrilled how the Knight Commander's basically stepped into the Viscount's seat.
She can't stall the process forever. It's not her place. Leaving the Viscount's seat empty will just tempt people to fight for it. It will cause more trouble than it prevents.
Well, you've got a brain in there after all. I was convinced that headband was to keep it from falling out.
Now children.
Sister Nightingale says you must leave Kirkwall.
What?
You were right. The Divine will be taking action against Kirkwall, though the sister didn't say what. You must take the holy relics from the Chantry and leave for safety.
Sebastian, I'm surprised at you. Andraste would not thank me for saving a few dusty finger bones and my own skin at the cost of people's lives.
You do no one any good if you're dead.
When I became Grand Cleric, I took a vow to the people of Kirkwall and the Free Marches. I will not leave my flock.
Would you let yourself die?
There is no greater devotion than to lay one's life at the Maker's feet. There is no better death than to take the blow for another.
You've been warned. Do what you will.
Please, Your Grace. Sister Nightingale thinks there will be war.
Then, I must make peace. Settle yourself, Sebastian. I'm in no personal danger. I am Grand Cleric. Who would dare attack me?
If you will not shield
Okay,
yourself,
repents to
then
Anders.
I will be your shield. You will come through this safely by the
Aw.
Maker's name. I swear it.
That's commendable of him. Like, I definitely don't agree with Sebastian on some stuff, but, like, the man has heart. I like to think that Anders following them around, like, this is where he gets the idea from. Like, oh, who would hurt the Grand Cleric? Indeed. Speaking of...
I'm going to be trying something, and I thought you'd want to be part of it. You've been right all along. What I did with Justice was unnatural. It should never have happened.
Is there some way to undo it?
I've spent the past 3 years researching the methods of Tevinter Magisters. They're the only ones who have ever sought to reverse spirit possession, not just behead the victims. I believe I have a formula for a potion that can separate Justice and me, without killing either.
You can do this without me.
Very well. I can follow this road myself. It is too important to leave undone.
Interesting. You can refuse to get the ingredients for him? I had no idea.
Do you have many dealings with the Knight Commander?
Please don't start with that. I'm not a Templar. I'm the captain of the guard. We arrest burglars. The Knight Commander never gives us a thought.
Grand Cleric Elthina is worried about her. She's stopped taking the Chantry's advice.
Her job's not easy. Certain forces in the city are allied against her.
Don't try to be subtle. I'm right here.
Clearly our Templars need strong leaders.
Until something changes, that's Meredith. And we must give her any support we are able.
Yeah, like, Sebastian himself as a character, I think he does add kind of an interesting dynamic to the party. Even if I don't particularly care for him, I think he definitely adds something interesting to the ensemble as a whole. And it brings in all this intrigue and all this stuff that we should have gotten anyway about how the Divine is interested in Kirkwall because she thinks it's just gonna blow up. I can't believe, I mean, I can believe that it was all DLC because that's how they did all of this stuff. For all their other games too. There's so much important stuff in the DLC. I'm out of companion quests. Let's go visit Gamlen real quick and pick up that quest.
So you've done well for yourself. I had my doubts the first time I saw you, but I guess there was something to that Hawke fellow Leandra ran off with after all. You made a pretty good son anyway. Your mother would be proud.
What are you angling for?
I'm feeling sentimental. We're the only family we've both got left. For a long time, I thought the Amel line in Kirkwall would end at me. I'm glad you've pulled it out of the grave. So, I hear you've been slipping it to that pirate slut from the Hanged Man. The bitch turned me down flat.
Oh my god, Gamlen, every time I start to think that you might be okay, he pulls some bullshit. Like calling someone a slut because they turned him down flat. Oh my god. Alright, so next time we're going to go and take care of a couple of side quests, and then we'll go visit Meredith and see what happens from there. Or maybe I should just start one of the DLCs. Maybe I should start Mark of the Assassin. Maybe that'll be the next thing we do. I'm excited.